Um, Bit of a different vlog. It's a truck vlog. Okay, so you can't see me, but if you watch my video, you know what I look like. Truck vlog. Thing in the paper this week about a truck featured in the paper. It's daft. I don't really want to go into it. It's not. I don't condone dangerous driving. The people in the cars do not realise how advanced trucks are these days. I've driven the new DAF 18 plate, which is what, 2 years ago, yeah. But it's got the technology and it's got adaptive cruise control in it. If you ever see it in a truck, in a DAF, you'll see on the dash of a DAF truck, it will have a semicircle illuminated, and then it will have like a bit of a shorter semicircle above that, which is illuminated. If you drive the DAF, you'll new DAF, you'll know that. But that's like adaptive cruise control. That works with basically, and you'll see some truck vloggers when they use it. I think Luke C's been in one and shown it. The new DAF is that advanced. All it doesn't do is steer. So basically, if Tesla worked with DAF and Tesla used electric technology with Tesla steering capacity, the new DAF would be completely driverless, which would mean no need for driver. What the DAF does is, once you set your distance, it will brake. It will read the traffic for you. So if you pull in front of the new DAF, in a car, it will brake automatically without the driver even touching. The driver doesn't even have to touch any of the pedals. It's like an automatic, but not needing to touch the accelerator or the brake. Because once you've set it once you're actually on the motorway, say for example, and you put it at 56 miles an hour, 56 kilometers an hour, 56 miles an hour, 80 kilometers, it will do. The truck will slow down if traffic pulls in front of it, or if the traffic backs up in a traffic jam. The DAF will slow down, and if you can't slow down, if the driver hasn't seen the traffic slowing down in front of him, the DAF truck will take the controls from the driver and bring the truck to a stationary standstill. That's what the DAF does. This new DAF. And then you have to bring it. You would have to probably restart the engine, I'll assume, because it would bring it to a standstill. But it takes the steering wheel from the driver. The driver cannot then steer out the way into a different lane. The truck has taken over the controls and will bring the truck to a safe, abrupt stop. And the driver can do nothing about it, because the truck has read the situation, and the truck will bring the new DAF will bring the driver to a standstill. The truck, in a controlled, fast, safe manner. Nothing the driver can do about it. So, if you see like a driver's driving dangerously or whatever, the truck, all the driver is there to do on these new trucks is steer. Which means, just like in a traffic jam, you might see someone just resting their arms. They've got the hands on the top of the steering wheel, but they usually, although the hands are on the top of the steering wheel, their elbows are pretty much just making sure that the vehicle drives in a straight line. There's nothing much now a driver needs to do. Eventually, that you will have trucks that will actually just automatically couple and uncouple from the trailer. You'll just press a button and it'll do it for you. Or just actually ask it. You'll be able to ask the truck to uncouple and it will uncouple automatically via audio technology. There's nothing much now, there's not really much need for a driver in these new trucks. You've got the Mercs with the mirrorless internal mirrors. The changing technology, although it might look dangerous if you're in a car looking at a 40-ton truck, these new trucks, the new DAF, the new MAN truck, it's got a similar feature on it. I've driven a 19 plate MAN. I've driven a 18 plate new shape DAF. The trucks are designed to read traffic and drive the truck effectively for the driver. The driver is now almost struggling to drive the truck because the truck is driving half of the truck itself, which means that when a driver tries to drive the truck completely, there's certain things the driver can't do because the truck's doing it for him, like needing to use the brake because the truck is actually reading the traffic for the driver if the driver doesn't read the traffic correctly. So the truck is already doing that. But if you're a driver, you'll know that you only need the slightest manoeuvre, you probably move the steering wheel to get from one lane to another lane. You might move it about 2 inches, 3 inches, if that, and the truck will just veer into the middle lane when you put your indicator on. Over here, you'll soon be able to tell the truck to put the indicator on. Yeah, indicate please, truck, and it will do it for you. That's where we are with truck technology. The only thing the truck can't do is steer. But that's only a matter of time before someone like Tesla actually sorts that out for trucks. And now all trucks will be able to steer, and there'll be no need for a driver to be in a truck. So when you see it's made out to be more dangerous than it really is. If you see drivers, they're not driving dangerously. It just looks like they are, but for what they do in the truck is doing about 90% of the work. The trucker is only doing 10%. The truck is reading the road for the driver and will brake the truck and regulate the speed of the truck for the driver once it's on adaptive cruise control. And then when it's slowed down, it will speed up the truck back to the 56 miles per hour for the driver. The driver hasn't got to touch the brake or accelerate to actually bring it down or read the traffic. The truck is doing that for the driver. So when you see instances like, oh, that's dangerous driving, it's not. The truck is doing it for him. So yes, it looks like it is dangerous driving. But before long, the truck driver will be able to go to sleep and the truck will be doing the lot. That's how far advanced we are. Just like Tesla's got a fully automated driving facility. It can drive your Tesla for you if you have one. That's where trucks have got to. The trucks aren't in the 70s and the 80s. They are top technology. With the likes of DAF, with the likes of MAN, with the likes of Mercedes, etc., etc. So people don't realise that, and as vans are the same, Mercedes and Volkswagen, etc. They're not they're not slow vans. Like the cars are fast and the vans are slow. The Ford Transit isn't the 1960s Ford Transit. It's top technology. It's all like your DAB radio and all that. Yeah, it's it's got a lot in it. The driver's creature comforts. This is why people fail to realise just how far vans. I drive vans for a living. I mean, all sorts of vans. New Ford Transits, new VWs, new Sprinters. I've driven the old bigger Vecos, big things, a space. How vans have actually come on over the years, but car drivers think that vans are still these sluggish little old vans because they're bigger than the car and they're slower. Don't be fooled by that. A van will actually be as quick as a car. It'll pull away from a roundabout very, very quickly. They've got VW Mercedes engines in them, Ford engines. Just like the McLaren, the Mercedes McLaren, Mercedes Petrona, Lewis Hamilton's car. That technology is going into the technology of actually taking that around the track. That's going into like Mercedes trucks and Mercedes vans and Mercedes cars. People don't realise just how quick a truck can pull off from nothing. And you get these drivers that are experienced, and they can pull that truck. Well, they can pull a double decker truck. And what they can't do with that double decker truck, and you're thinking like, yeah, but it's double decker. It shouldn't physically be possible to do it, but they can. That's why when you see articles in papers about dangerous driving, the truck is doing 90% of the work. The truck, all the driver's doing is steering, which is putting your hands on the steering wheel so people can see you got the hands on the steering wheel. But the elbows, when you rest your elbows on the steering wheel, when you've got your hands on the top of the 10 to 2, whatever, yeah, your elbows are on the bottom of the thing, and it's your elbows almost that are steering the truck. And you're only moving your elbow 2 inches, 3 inches, and it'll when your indicator's on, and it'll pull into the next lane. You can pull into the lane, just like a car. You don't use that much of the steering wheel to pull into a different lane when you overtake. And that's all the driver is doing in a truck now. That's all they've got to do in these new trucks, because the truck is doing everything else for them. I'm not saying that they could, but if a driver put his feet on the dash, the truck would drive it automatically. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know it. The driver doesn't use his legs anymore in these new automatic trucks. The truck is doing the whole lot for him. All the driver is doing is looking at the mirrors and occasionally using the steering wheel. But if you're on a long motorway drive, the truck is doing virtually everything for you. And people don't realise this when they see these articles about dangerous driving in trucks. The truck is doing nearly all the work, and at some point, within a year or two, the truck will be doing all of the work and doing the steering as well. That's the modern trucks that we see. Especially like these new DAFs with a new front on them. The new big, like a V front. They've all got adaptive cruise on them, most of them. MAN, the new MANs, 19 plates, 20 plate DAFs, MANs and DAFs. They're as driverless as they can be, bar the steering. And it's only when you get in the things that you realise that. If you're in a car, you won't realise that. You'll think, yeah, but all the driver is doing is steering, and that's it. Once they get the steering sorted out, there's no need for a driver. So you get all these truck vloggers going, I've passed for class 2, class 1, whatever, yeah. All you're doing is steering the truck. At some point, you'll be able to talk to the truck and say, please uncouple the trailer, and it will do it for you. Please couple the trailer, and it will do it for you. Please steer for me because I can't be bothered, and it will do it for you. That's where trucks are. So there's almost no future in trucking. There you go. Quick truck vlog for you. Adios.